On this season of Destination Earth, Akane and I head to the southern United States to get a jump on summer. On this adventure, we had the chance to visit Tennessee, Mississippi, Virginia, and North Carolina. Join us as we explore everything from the busy streets of Nashville, Tennessee, to the historic antebellum homes of Natchez, Mississippi, as we check off a few new states on this heat-soaked journey. Where are we off to today? Let's find out. Alright, and good day everyone. So I want to welcome you back to a brand new series. So last time you would have saw us in Japan, and that was back in November. It's early April now, and we're getting ready to head out on our next trip. So if you didn't know, road trips are something that Akane and I absolutely love. I just find it's kind of the perfect way to be able to experience a place, give you that freedom that you don't have any other way. And so we're really excited to be heading down to the United States. So right now we are in Eastern Canada, in Nova Scotia, and we're going to be heading somewhere that's a little bit warmer. So here our consistent t-shirt weather doesn't really begin until about the mid-June range. So being early April, we're kind of getting ready to be able to get outside and enjoy it. And to do that, we're going to be popping down to the southern states.
Good morning.
Good morning. So it's the morning of the trip. We're about 4 minutes into it. We got nice clear skies, so hopefully that means it's going to be a good drive. So today's our longest driving day. We have about 10 hours of driving. The goal is to make it just outside of Boston today. And excited to go on a road trip. It's been a while since we've been to the States, especially by car. So now that things have finally become easier to cross internationally by vehicle without having a bunch of COVID tests, we're going to take advantage of it. Tired of waiting for spring to come to us, so today we're going to the spring. Starting off in Halifax, Nova Scotia, we had quite a few places to pass before arriving at our final destination of Nashville, Tennessee. The first stop on our checklist was the border between us and our neighboring province of New Brunswick, about 2 hours and 15 minutes away. One tip when traveling in Eastern Canada is knowing that Nova Scotia has some of the cheapest gas. So, just before crossing into New Brunswick, be like us and stop in the town of Amherst to fill up the tank and avoid paying extra at the pumps. Back on the road, it was Akane's turn to drive. She drove for the next few hours before switching. Being more comfortable behind the wheel, I often take the driver's seat when it comes to driving in the city, especially one that we've never been to. Along the route, the first city we passed through was St. John, New Brunswick. Once you're here, you know you're close to the US border. Our next tip of the trip is to cross at the St. Stephen Calais port of entry, rather than the Woodstock Holton one. You can avoid the highway, get even more views, and spend less time driving through New Brunswick. You see, gas in the United States, even with our poor exchange rate, is considerably better priced. Taking advantage of the close gas station to the airport road, we filled up as we began the next leg of our journey through Maine. Alright, so we have made it to the United States. And this is your first time ever driving in the States.
He made me so confused.
Why is that?
Yeah, because he said 55 kilometers I have to go, and I realized 50 is mile. And I was like, what? 55 what? And it was like 89 kilometers
yeah.
by hour. So.
Yeah, the States is here to confuse us sometimes,
yep,
huh?
Yep.
Along the route, there are many places to get gas. That's something I love about driving through the US. Something I also love are these travel plazas, located at least in northeast of the country. It's one of the few perks you get by needing to pay for the toll highway. Not only will you save time, but you'll be able to have a dedicated washroom and food areas to look forward to. Back on the road, it only took half an hour to reach the border with New Hampshire, or as we affectionately call it, New Hampshire.
Welcome to
New Hampshire! Only about 20 minutes later, do you cross into your next state. Massachusetts welcomes you! The state that we're going to be spending the night in tonight. Ready to end day one, we pulled into the parking lot of the Motel 6, a budget hotel chain found across the United States. Alright, you ready to check this out? Yep, there we go. Okay. Light doesn't work. Unless I gotta put this card in.
You have to put the card, I guess.
No, I don't think it's that fancy there, love.
Oh. There we go.
That works. That works. So here's our home for tonight. It'll do. It's definitely nothing special, but it'll do. It'll get us through an evening anyway. Let's go get the rest of our stuff, I guess, huh? Okay, so we have kind of settled in. What are you up to, love?
Making supper.
Okay, and what are we having tonight?
I made egg starter, so I'm gonna make egg sandwich for supper tonight.
Excellent, excellent. And why don't you show everybody our fancy plates?
Oh no! That is not really. No plate, no.
Piece of paper.
Even the cup, like plastic cups.
To be fair, I never thought about. We do have plates in the car though.
Yeah,
but they're very.
Wow, $100 a night.
I know, 125 after tax.
Oh god. And US dollar? No, it was Canadian dollar.
Canadian,
yeah, but little, still it's sketchy.
Yeah. The only saving grace is we brought our laptop, so I can watch the Leafs game tonight. Alright, so we have finished our wonderful supper, thank you very much. And we are about to wrap it up for the day. So I just want to do a little bit of a recap. First off, what did you think about driving all day today?
I didn't feel it was long drive. We took a time, like almost 2 hours each. Mm-hmm. And I kind of enjoyed driving and sitting next to him, listening to the radio.
Yeah, that's good. Usually I do a lot of the driving on the road trips that we've done and road trips that I've done in the past. So thankfully I enjoy driving, so it's not a problem. That said, people here in the States are in a massive hurry. Mm-hmm. I don't know where they're going, but they're definitely in a massive hurry.
Oh my god. everybody pass me.
It doesn't matter if you're doing the speed limit 10, 20 over, somebody's going to be passing you, it doesn't matter. So we're just in the slow lane doing our thing. And thankfully we got here. We took our time today. We didn't rush it, which is good. And now that we're here, it's nice to be settled for an evening. We'll see how well the sleep we get tonight. Bit of a sketchy-ish area. Kind felt as though if people saw me walk in with this tripod and a camera, they'd probably get a completely different idea of what's going on in the hotel room. But thankfully there weren't too many people around at that point, and we just came in and did our stuff. But we found ourselves staying here after our Airbnb host canceled but a few days before the trip with a broken water heater, leaving us scrambling to find a good hotel for a good deal along our route. It didn't take long to fall asleep. After watching the game, we turned off the lights and didn't move until morning. We packed up and prepared food for the next day. Well, I should say Akane prepared food for the next day. While traveling, we tend to do a mix of prepared meals and stop at fast food joints to mix up the day. We find doing it this way maximizes our budget while keeping things quick with a dash of warm food mixed in. On the road, we had our first glimpses of spring. Buds began to appear on the trees, and our eyes got even bigger with the promise of nice weather, especially after waking up to hail. Alright, here we go. Well, what are we starting with this morning?
Hail?
Some sort of hail or something.
Rainy?
We can't really decide what it is.
And cold?
Now, what time of year is it?
What time of year?
What time of year?
I think it's winter.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we leave? We saw the sign in Nova Scotia?
That's right. Yeah, careful of winter condition. Despite it being the end of April. Oh well. Let's get ready. We're gonna go day number 2 of our road trip down. The goal this morning, or I should say today, is to make it to Virginia. An hour and a half later, we crossed into Connecticut, and 45 minutes after that, through the city center of Hartford, after getting gas for the next leg of the trip. Continuing down Interstate 84, we crossed into New York State, about an hour after passing through Hartford. I don't know how exactly you get rain and sun all at the same time, but you know, here we are. Virginia's keeping it interesting. Well, you survived it. That one was a little stressful this time, huh?
Yeah, 2 times I almost got accident.
Why is that?
Because one car was on my left side and he or she changed the line to in front of me and then speed down and then pull over on the right lane. I was like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I don't drive anymore today.
There you go. Akane is done. After spending the better part of the day driving through this state, we finally crossed over into West Virginia, which meant only one thing. We were close to our last stop of the day across the state line in Virginia. Pulling off the highway and into a small town, we arrived at Walnut Hills Campground, our stop for the evening. Once we arrived, checked in, and found our spot, we began to set up. We had booked a spot towards the back of the campground. We were hoping for a quiet, remote location where we could relax during the evening and get well rested before our final leg to Nashville the next day. Instead of setting up our larger tent, we opted to simply put up our two-person tent, inflate some sleeping pads, and then rest as simply and comfortably as we could. Well, here we are. We finished day number 2. And how was day number 2 compared to day number 1?
Driving was quite busy today. I had almost accident twice. After that, I told him I don't want to drive anymore. So rest of the day he drove how many hours? Like 8 hours by yourself?
It was long. Today was our second longest day. So I'm definitely feeling it a little bit more today. I'm tired already. It's, 8 o'clock or so at night. Ready for bed. We do have one more day tomorrow. It's our shortest day. It's still gonna be long. We have about an 8-hour drive tomorrow. But today, as you can see, we're relaxing outside. We're gonna be camping. It's been an absolutely beautiful day weather-wise. Like, it's low 30s, and it's gonna be so nice overnight that you can see that we even have the cover over our tent off. So hopefully that means we're gonna get lots of nice air this evening, and we're gonna sleep really well. I could probably fall asleep right now just talking to you. Like, that's how drained I feel. Butt's a little sore, legs are a little sore, but I think it's going to be all worth it because we are heading to where tomorrow? Nashville. Waking up to the birds, we were wide-eyed and ready for the day. Already, the temperatures were warm, a drastic difference from when we started. It was amazing sleeping with the rain fly off the tent. Back home, even when the temps are warm during the day, the evenings are often cool. Even if they aren't cold, they almost always dip below that dew threshold, keeping us from enjoying it. Here, however, it was different. It was nice having the ample airflow all night, being able to look up through the mesh roof at the stars. After stopping for gas again, and just before arriving to our campground, we made a pit stop to grab a dash cam. After more bad drivers, we made the decision that having a dash cam was needed to ensure these terrible drivers were in check in case anything were to happen on our trip. Thankfully, it was never needed in that capacity, but the camera is something we still use every day now, because you just never know. As we pulled into our KOA, we were ready to explore the city the next day. What can you expect out of Nashville? You'll have to wait until next video to find out.